جايين من كل مكان للصويرة زينة البلدان زوروا ونرجع فرحان كالظبيل وللهيلولة حوض السلاح وثوم حيلة نضربوا شوفار هاد الليلة.
Bishut Muraï Verabotev, with the permission of Hashem. There is the parasha of Vayelech. There is two parashiot that we will be studying. The one of the Shabbat, Nitzavim. Nitzavim, that means that Hashem, Moshe Rabbeinu said to Israel, you are all of you standing in front of Hashem. But you should know that the Zohar said the only day that all people, all kind of people are standing in front of Hashem is on Rosh Hashanah, the day that Hashem judge everybody. That the day that Hashem he called everybody. I mean, Hashem he judge the nations. He judge everybody. Everybody. There is no one single man that is not judged on Rosh Hashanah. Everybody. It's amazing, you know. The Gemara said, how Hashem can judge everybody? I mean, just imagine a judge. If you want to judge 5 people with big case, maybe sometimes he needs 40 years. Sometimes if it's a big case, imagine if somebody kill 1,000 people. Can you imagine? How many years it will take to judge him? You see, what it is killing? People think to kill somebody is just to take a knife and kill him, or to take a gun, shoot. No. For us, killing is when you speak bad about somebody. If you make a shame somebody, it's like you killed him. It's like you killed him. If you do something bad to somebody and he become red, and his face become red, it's like you killed him. So, can you imagine how many times in the year we did that? So it's not easy. Just I make a shame somebody and then after I tell him, I'm sorry. No, it's killing. You know, what it is stealing? Stealing, that means you rob somebody $1,000. Stealing is, even if you take a pen of somebody and you use it without his permission, it's like you stole, because you stole something that doesn't belong to you until he gives you permission. I mean, it's not easy. The Gemara said, when you steal 1 penny from somebody, it's like you steal from him $1 billion or billions of billions. But you in your mind, you may say, but I only took 1 penny and 1 cent. What it is a cent? Nothing. For Hashem, a cent or $1 billion is the same. So can you imagine how many times we stole things? So we think, so all this, Hashem, he will judge people on that night of Rosh Hashanah. Just can you imagine, for a normal judge, it could take him years and years to judge somebody. But Hashem, he will judge the whole world on 2 nights. The nations the first night, the Jewish people the second night. What it is there is in the first, the nations the first night, and the Jews the second night, because the nations, Hashem give them only 7 mitzvot. So it's easy to judge them. For 7 mitzvot, if they did it or if they did not did it. But the Jews, they have millions of mitzvot. Millions of mitzvot. And the million of mitzvot, you need 1 night for them. Understand? That's why. So you see, it's not easy. It's not a Rosh Hashanah. It's the day that Hashem judge everybody. So why now? Logically, you ask yourself a question: why Hashem? What it is the reason that we do sin, and that Hashem, he has to judge us? The answer is because we don't study Torah. Because if you study Torah, so you will know what to do, what not to do. Unfortunately, sometimes we study Torah and we don't do what you should have, what you should do, what you should not do. So we have to do Teshuvah for that. So we have a parasha name is Nisavim. Nisavim, that means that on Rosh Hashanah, now it's the day that Hashem judge you. Now, you don't know what's going to happen, but you are standing in front of Hashem. Now Hashem is going to decide for your future. Until Nisavim. And there is something that you have to understand. We can explain again what it is the word of Nitzavim. How you are standing tonight in front of Hashem. That means if you really did Teshuvah, so still stand. Still stand. I mean, that means don't change your mind again. I mean, you promise, you get married, you promise to your wife things, so you have to respect them. A marriage, there is conditions in a marriage. There is marriage conditions. So you have to respect them. If you don't respect them, so unfortunately, there is no shalom bayit, or there is a divorce. So here as well. There is some kind of conditions between you and God. So now you know you're going to be judged tonight. So stand. I mean, you did Teshuvah, good. Now don't change your mind again. That's the parasha of this week. But the parasha of next week, Shabbat Teshuvah, the parasha of this week is Vayelech. Vayelech doesn't mean gone. What do you mean gone? I was explaining gone has two meanings. Or gone, you're gone. Maybe in Rosh Hashanah you were condemned bad things, so now you've gone, finished. Or gone, what does that mean gone? For good. The Vayelech has two senses. Or gone for good, or gone that means alive. Or this or this. It's something that everything is going to be decided on Yom Kippur. But there is something incredible. The Torah said in Parashat Vayelech that Moshe Rabbeinu went to every Jew. What does that mean? How can Moshe Rabbeinu go to speak to the ears of every Jew? How we can understand Moshe Rabbeinu? He will speak to millions of Jews in a few seconds. I mean, that day that he went to their ears, Vayelech Moshe, he went to their ears and he told them what Hashem wants for them. It's impossible, you understand me? It's not logical. It's not possible. It's something that could not happen. Well, how do you explain Vayelech Moshe? Moshe, he went and he spoke in the ears of every Jew. You know what is Vayelech? The meaning of Vayelech Moshe, that means that every Jew, he understood the message of Moshe. What was the message of Moshe? It's, I want you to go in the way of Hashem. This is the message. Vayelech is Torah. You want to go in the way of Hashem, so go in the way of Hashem. That was the message of Moshe Rabbeinu. I don't know how Moshe did. I don't know. But I think that every Jew, when Moshe Rabbeinu talked to them, when he was walking toward the Jews that day, that he was going to pass away, he mentioned them, look, unfortunately, I'm going to go now. I'm going to die. I was with you 40 years. Now I'm going to go. But be my example. Learn from my example. Learn from me. Moshe Rabbeinu said, look, I pray to Hashem 515. Pray to Hashem that I will live. But Hashem said, that's it. I have to leave this world. Vayelech Moshe. That means, but he told them, at least I'm going with the Torah. I'm going, living something. So do the same. When you live, one day you're going to leave this world. One day you have to go. But at least if you go with something in the hand. So that means that Rosh Hashanah and Kippur is days that of decisions of Hashem. It's days. Those are, I mean, it's not, last night I was reading about Rabbeinu Yeroham, a big tzaddik. He said, unfortunately, people, they are not scared about Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. They are not scared. How come that they are not scared? I mean, everything, all decisions of all year, they're going to be decided on Rosh Hashanah, between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. And how people are not scared. How? How? And he said, you know, Hashem, when he judged people that night, the way he judged them, but he's God. Hashem is God. Because it's impossible to judge billions of people in a few seconds. But Hashem, he can do everything. Hashem is Hashem. Hashem is limited on nothing, on everything. We are limited on everything. A man is limited in his life, in his money, in his how much he can eat, how much he can walk, how much he can run. I mean, how much he can sleep, how much he cannot sleep. A man is limited, but Hashem is unlimited on everything. He's unlimited. So Hashem, because he is unlimited, he can judge everybody in 1 second. So Rabbi Raham said, that night of Rosh Hashanah, and the second day of Rosh Hashanah, and Yom Kippur, why people are not scared? He said, because something incredible he said. He said, because people, they think, well, I'm 60 years old. For 60 years, I've been coming to shul. For 60 years, I hear the shofar. For 60 years, 40 years, I pray. And Baruch Hashem, nothing happened to me. I'm here. I'm here. So they don't feel it. And because they think that take away their fear from the judgment. And he said, but a person should think, maybe this is his last Kippur, his last Rosh Hashanah. But he was not thinking. Why? Because he used to it. But a person, this is all about Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. Because we don't know. But one thing is sure. What it is sure? That we have to improve ourselves. And I was listening this week, a few weeks ago, excuse me. When you make a aliyah to the Torah, you say, thank you Hashem that you give us the Torah. That you choose us and give us the Torah. Thank you. And then we do another prayer. When we finish the aliyah, we say, thank you Hashem that you give us the Torah. So there is a beautiful question. Rabbi, he's a big rabbi, his name is Rabbi Wasserman, alav shalom. He said, why we need twice, when we do the aliyah on the Torah, when we go to the Sefer Torah, twice we say, thank you Hashem that you give us the Torah, thank you Hashem. Why twice? Why not once? Why twice? Asher natan lanu, asher bachar banu. I mean, we don't need twice that we say, thank you Hashem that you give us, that you choose us, you give us the Torah. Why twice? He gave a beautiful answer. Fabulous answer. Do you understand the question? He said, when a man gives to his wife a present in a box, she's happy. But now she don't know what's inside. But she's happy. She's happy with the box. And what she said to the husband, thank you, my dear, thank you. Now, once she opened the box, and she find there a beautiful diamond, her happiness is even more. So there is happiness for the box, and there is happiness for the real present that is in the box. He said this is the answer. When a Jew do a aliyah to the Torah, at the beginning he's a little bit excited. He don't realize the meaning of this gift of the Torah that Hashem gave him. But he's happy. But once he did the aliyah, and he is happy on the aliyah, he's more happy. Now he realized, I had the aliyah. So that the meaning is, and so he is more happy than before. There is a difference when you start to study Torah, when you're happy at least, I'm going to study Torah. And once you finish the studying and you learn something, you are more happy because now you feel the real present that Hashem will give you. Unfortunately, I was thinking, this is the problem. Why we don't fear Hashem on Rosh Hashanah and Kippur? Because we don't realize the present that Hashem will give us, that we can be close to Him, that we can do Teshuvah. and we can be close to Him. We don't realize this beautiful present that Hashem give us the opportunity that we can do Teshuvah. Why we don't feel that's a good opportunity? You know why? Because we don't feel the pleasure and the beauty of the Torah. If you don't feel the beauty and the pleasure of the Torah, so you don't feel the present that Hashem give you. If you don't feel the present that Hashem give you, how can you feel the one who give you the present? And the one who give you the present of the Torah is Hashem. So that's why on Shal Kippur, people, they don't fear. Why? Because to feel Hashem, David HaMelech said, Ta'amu o Kitov Hashem. You test, you want to know who is the Torah? You want to know who is Hashem? You want to feel Hashem? Test the Torah. It's like if you are thirsty. You are very, very thirsty. They give you water. Now, this water, you don't know what it is. You don't know what it is, but you are thirsty. You are blind. You are happy for the water, but you don't know what it is inside. You drink. Once you drink, it's nice. It's cold. It's nice. You feel good. So, Hashem, to feel Hashem, and you will see, Hashem, you're beautiful. Hashem, you're good. You have to go through the Torah. You have to go through the Torah. You have to study Torah. Once you study the beauty of the Torah, you will feel with Hashem. You know what he said? The Or HaChaim HaKadosh, Rabbi Chaim Ben Attar, he said something beautiful. Rabbi Chaim Ben Attar said, if a Jew know the beauty, and the pleasure of the Torah, he will leave all this world, all the pleasures of this world to follow and to be closer to the Torah. Why? Because it's the Torah who will make you close to Hashem. So now this is the reason I think why we don't feel Yamim Noraim. Why? Yes, we do Yamim Noraim. We do Shavuot, Rosh Hashanah. Yes, we do Kippur. Yes, we fast. Yes, but we don't feel the fear. We don't feel the fear. Just imagine somebody who received from the IRS, tax, a big, they accuse him of stealing money from the tax. He will be afraid. He will hire big lawyers. Imagine that they will accuse him of stealing the government. They will accuse him that he stole millions of dollars. Maybe he can be in jail all his life. Here in America, anyone who take money from the tax, from the government, here you don't forget it. Here it's very, very dangerous here. Why? Because for them, steal money from the government, that means you steal money from the people. The money of the government, it's if today America is America, because Baruch Hashem, why America if she's a rich country? Because people pay tax. Because people pay tax. So for America, if you don't pay tax, that means you don't want the goodness, the good things for America. So you are like against all America. So it's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And just imagine if you receive a letter that they accuse you for killing somebody, you'll be afraid. You will hire all big lawyers. What about Hashem? He has a list of all these things that you did. So you need lawyers. And we're not afraid. It's a problem. So for me, unfortunately, why we're not afraid, there is only one reason. You know what? The only reason is because only through Limud Torah, if you did all this, because of the Torah, only through the Limud Torah, you will see between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, wow, what I did. You start thinking, what am I going to say to Hashem? But thanks God, Hashem will forgive. You will never see a judge in America to forgive somebody who killed people, to forgive to somebody who stole money from the tax, to somebody who robbed a bank. They don't forget here. But Hashem will forgive. Whatever you do, He forgive you. If you do teshuvah. If you do, teshuvah, you come back to Hashem. He forgive you. For Hashem, He forgive you. But, as I said, when you have aliyah, you say thank you to Hashem for giving me the Torah. You finish the aliyat Torah, you finish the kriyat Torah, you finish the study of Torah. Thank you, Hashem, for the beauty. You are more happy. You are more happy. But unfortunately, if you don't study Torah, you will never know who gives the Torah, what it is the Torah about. So for you, everything is permitted. Yesterday, I was talking to a woman yesterday. She don't eat kosher in the street. She eats kosher in the house, but she don't eat kosher in the street. And I told her, Madam, can you explain me why you don't eat kosher in the street? She said, because I work for a big firm and I meet people important and I have to take them to the restaurant. So it's impossible that not to eat with them. It's not. But I don't eat meat. I eat fish. I eat salad. So I start to explain about that fish was cooked, in the dishes that they are tariff. This salad, what guarantee you have? In the plane, I make sure that they will not open me the what you call it, the meal. Why? Because I still what? They touch with their hand meat, they touch with their hand, cheese, and then they will touch my plate. So I don't let them, unless if I know that I watch them. I don't know what she can do there. I don't know what she can. So I told this woman, I don't understand you. You are Jewish in the street, in the house. You are not Jewish in the street. Because of what? Because of business. They will understand you. You should tell them, I'm sorry, I'm Jewish. I eat kosher. I know it's not comfortable, but maybe they will laugh. But, so what? All this for money? Maybe you will make more money. Today, so this is, you understand, this is all the meaning of Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. And after 10 minutes that I was talking to that woman, at the end, what she told me, she said, so Rabbi, I want you to promise me that if I don't eat on the street, that I will have success in the... I said, no, I cannot promise you. I cannot promise you. I cannot promise you. I told her, if you love Hashem, show him that you love him. Because if Hashem wants to help you, he will help you. There is a man in Mexico that he has a big firm. He fabricates the clothes for the army. And he had an appointment once a year. They come to him to order for him. And all his company, it's only for the army. So at that moment, they were doing mincha. And the chief of the army, he came, and he didn't want to wait. And he said, I have to see him now, because I have to travel to America. But he was doing mincha. He got very angry. He said, so tell him, it's an offense against the state of Mexico. We will postpone all our command. We will finish with him. That's it. He can close his factory. Once he finished, he heard this. He was very sad. He said, well, Hashem give and Hashem take. How can I stop? How can I talk to him during the Amidah? How? So, and he started to call. They didn't want to answer him. They didn't answer his call. And at the end, well, they started to try to with all his partners what to do, but the answer that he got was terrible. One day after, when they were doing mincha, this chief of staff of the army came back again. They were shocked, but he came during mincha again, during the Amidah. They were all shaking. But when I entered with a big smile, said, where is he? He's praying. Like yesterday. So I wait for him. When he finished mincha with his minyan, they told him, the chief of staff, the chief of the army is here. He's here. He's been waiting for 10 minutes. Wow! He went, and the chief of the army was smiling at him. He said, all night I didn't sleep. We need people like you. And the Mexico, the state of Mexico. Because you knew that you will lose a lot of money because of us if you don't come to talk to me. And I saw that for you, God is more than us. Your preference is God more than the money. So we cannot find a man that we can trust more than you. So now you can add more people to work because we want to order from you. Not only this, but he give him, I will send you somebody that will sit with you to make more orders for other stuff. So the story was, who win in the end? The one who believes in Hashem. Everything is, if you are convinced that everything comes from Hashem, so you have nothing to worry. This is Rosh Hashanah Avar. If we don't fear, but we need the conviction of Hashem. Why we need the conviction of Hashem? Because we are not close to Hashem all year. If you are not close to Hashem all year, so in the Rosh Hashanah Kippur you will not be close. But if at least in the month of Elul, you give an opportunity to change the way of life, to do something, to be close to Hashem, so Hashem will help you. You will feel Hashem, you will fear Hashem on Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. I promise you, I fear Hashem on Rosh Hashanah and Kippur that I can't eat. People they eat before the Ta'anit. I can't eat. Sometimes I don't eat 2 days. It's a mitzvah to eat a lot one day before Kippur. I eat a sandwich, few sandwiches one day before Kippur, but 1 hour before Kippur, I'm not starving. Because and we cry when we realize what we did during the year. So I pray to Hashem that Hashem will, today is the 26th of Elul, today is the Elul of my grandfather, so I pray for you that Hashem will give you a long life. I pray for you that Hashem will give you Hayim Arukim, Shana Tova, and we'll be always close. Always, always, always. And this shiur that I'm doing now, it will be for you, for your family, for your health, and for everybody that is listening to me. God bless you.